my dear students. Today we will start with a new poem, that is The Duck and the Kangaroo. Now in this poem we will see a story. There's a story in this poem actually about a duck and a kangaroo, about the friendship, about how the duck, who has a desire to move about, to go about and to see the world, is not fulfilled when the duck is only made to live in the pond with the webbed feet. And another is about a kangaroo who has already been around the world, has been hopping about and moving about, and how they help each other and had a nice time moving around the world. Now, the desire of the story, this whole poem is about the desire of this duck to see the world, to feel everything around, and how the kangaroo helps to fulfill his wish. So let's start with the poem. Two friends, the duck and the kangaroo, are about to set on a long pleasure trip. The kangaroo, so happy to carry the duck all the way on the tip of his tail, is wary of her wet feet. What will the duck do to make the kangaroo feel comfortable over land and sea? Let us find out how they go about it. Said the duck to the kangaroo, "Good gracious, how you hop over the fields and the water too, as if you never would stop. My life is a bore in the nasty pond, and I long to go out in the world beyond. I wish I could hop like you," said the duck to the kangaroo. "Please give me a ride on your back," said the duck to the kangaroo. "I would sit quite still and say nothing but quack the whole of the long day through, and we'd go to the Dee and the Jelly Bully, over the land and over the sea. Please take me on a ride, oh do," said the duck to the kangaroo. Said the kangaroo to the duck, "This requires a little reflection. Perhaps on the whole it might bring me luck. And there seems but one objection, which is, if you let me speak so bold, your feet are unpleasantly wet and cold, and would probably give me the rheumatiz," said the kangaroo. Said the duck, as I sat on the rocks, "I have thought over that completely, and I bought 4 pairs of worsted socks which fit my webbed feet neatly. And to keep out cold, I bought a cloak, and every day a cigar I'll smoke, all to follow my own dear true love of a kangaroo." Said the kangaroo, "I am ready, all in the moonlight pale, but to balance me well, dear duck sits steadily and quacks at the end of my tail." So away they went with a hop and a bound, and they hopped the whole world 3 times round. And who's so happy, oh who, as the duck and the kangaroo? By Edward Lear. Now this is what is the poem. So now let's start with the explanation. So as I read stanza by stanza, I will be explaining you also. So as we read, you must have known about a little bit of the story about, as it goes in the poem, about the duck and the kangaroo, about the friendship and about how they got ready to go on a trip round the world. Said the duck and the kangaroo, "Good gracious, how you hop over the field fields and the water too, as if you never would stop. My life is a bore in the nasty pond, and I long out in the world beyond. I wish I could hop like you, said the duck to the kangaroo. So the first stanza states that the duck has a desire to go about to see the world, but because of its webbed feet and living in the pond, it is difficult for the duck. It is very sad for the duck. Being nasty, I have already written the meanings here. Unpleasant and sad. So the duck says that you are so lucky that you can just move about, hop about anywhere you want to. And I am so unpleasant, so sad, so not so happy that I cannot go anywhere around. So I wish I could hop like you one day, said the duck to the kangaroo. Please give me a ride on your back, said the duck to the kangaroo. I would sit quite still and say nothing but quack the whole of the long day through, and we'd go to the Dee and the Jelly Bully, over the land and over the sea. Please take me on a ride or two, said the duck to the kangaroo. So in the second stanza, the duck is asking the kangaroo to take, as he is going all the way, moving about, hopping about the whole world, to take him also. He would be sitting quietly with him, making no noise except doing quack. That is the one. What is the noise that a duck makes? It makes quack. So he will just be doing quack and moving about with the duck all round the world. And they will go and see Dee and the Jelly Bully, and they will go over the land, over the sea, and then they both will enjoy the ride. Said the kangaroo to the duck, this requires a little reflection. Perhaps on the whole it might bring me luck. And there seems but one objection, which is, if you let me speak so bold, your feet are unpleasantly wet and cold, and you would probably give me the rheumatiz, said the kangaroo. So here he is speaking about, the kangaroo is speaking to the duck and telling that there can be certain things that you need to reflect and you need to think about before you traveling with me. You have a cold feet, you live in the cold, it is wet and cold, and if you would sit on me, I would get rheumatism. Rheumatiz is rheumatism. So if I carry you with the cold and the wet feet, I may get rheumatiz. That is rheumatism, he's trying to say. And rheumatism is a disease of paining, of severe pain in the joints. Said the duck, as I sat on the rock, I have thought over that completely, and I bought 4 pair of worsted socks which fit my webbed feet neatly. And to keep out the cold, I have bought a cloak, and every day a cigar I'll smoke, all to follow my own dear true love of a kangaroo. So here the stanza states that he sat on the rock and he thought about it, and he finally came to a conclusion that he will wear socks. He will wear socks that would fit his webbed feet. So he bought 4 pair of socks that could fit his webbed feet neatly and could keep away the cold. And because of his body being cold and wet, he would cloak it. Cloak means he bought a cloak, that means a shrug to cover his body, and even he will smoke a cigar to keep himself warm. And why he's doing all that? For the friendship, for the love of a kangaroo. Said the kangaroo, I'm ready. All the moonlight pale, but the balance me well, dear duck, sits steadily, and quite at the end of my tail. So away they went with a hop and a bound, and who so happy? Oh, who? as the duck and the kangaroo. So the kangaroo said, I'm ready. Let's get going. At the night, in the pale dark moonlight, they went. The duck sat on the tail of the kangaroo, and the kangaroo told him to hold him steadily so that he would not fall when the kangaroo will hop. And they went around the world 3 times round. And they both were very happy with each other and enjoyed each other's friendship and company. So I hope you have understood the poem well, and I will be sending you the answers. Thank you.